Hi everybody, this is Manveen and today's sum is partition equal subset sum on Leetcode. So if you're given an integer array nums, return true if you can partition the array into two subsets such that the sum of the elements in both subsets is equal or false otherwise. So the first example that has been given is 1, 5, 11 and 5. So if you partition this into two arrays, you will get 1, 5, 5 and 11. So that is why we are going to return true. In the second example, we have 1, 2, 3, 5, and this cannot be partitioned into two arrays. Before we start writing the code, let's understand the logic behind this. If the first example that has been given is 1, 5, 11, and 5. If you add 1, 5, 11, and 5, you're going to get the answer as 22. And if you divide 22 by 2, you're going to get the answer as 11. So we need two arrays that add up to 11. And as given in the explanation, we can see that 155 adds up to 11 and there's another array which consists of 11. For example, if you've been given an array as 1, 6, 11 and 5, this adds up to 23. But 23 is an odd number and it cannot be divided into two equal parts. That is why you have to make sure that the integer array that you've gotten as the input always adds up to an even number. So it can be divided into two equal partitions. So that is what we're going to write first. Now I'm going to write a for loop which is going to calculate the total sum of the elements that are inside nums. Now, as I had said, the condition to check whether our integer array is eligible to be divided into two equal parts is that the value of the total sum has to be even and not odd. So we're going to check if that's true or not. So if the remainder is not equal to 0, that means the total sum is odd. And so the array would not be eligible to be divided into two parts. So over here, we're going to return false directly. However, if this is an even sum, then we are going to continue writing the code. So as I had said, the sum of this array was 22 and 22 divided by 2 is 11. So we need to find two arrays that add up to 11. So inside the variable target, we will be storing the value of sum divided by 2. Now to solve this problem, we are going to use the dynamic programming approach. We're going to create an array called DP, which would be of the Boolean data type because we have to return true or false. And its length would be 11 plus 1, that is target plus 1. And dp0 is always equal to true because the subset with sum 0 is always equal to true. Now we're going to write a nested for loop inside of which we are going to check whether the integer array consists of 11 or not. So inside the nums array, we need to check whether a part of the array is fulfilling the condition or not. Because as soon as we get a sum that is 11, the other part would also be equal to 11. So now let's write the nested for loop for it. So now if we enter the first loop, the value of j would be equal to 0 and int I is equal to target. Target was 11 for the first example. So I is equal to 11 and I is greater than equal to nums j. J is 0 and nums of 0 was 1. So it will iterate from 11 to 1 and it will keep on checking this condition that is inside over here. If you noticed, we had already incremented the value of target by 1 over here. So the value of target would be this one, second to last. So over here we have the value of target as true. So after we write return dp target, it will return the value as true. Now let's execute the code. It has accepted the solution, and if we submit the code, it has passed all hidden test cases. So this is how you do the problem. Thanks.